This is Trev Munroe, Play2win Boxing. This is my new boxing series called Play2win Pull Ups. Basically, you pull up on your favorite fighter. We go to their neighborhood, their gym, their area, wherever. Their home, it doesn't matter. We get the content that you, the fans, want. So on this episode, it's the first episode, we got Glen, Road Warrior Johnson, out here from the 305, and we got DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley from DC. He went out there to the DMV, he showed us mad love. So this is Play2win Pull Ups, the new boxing series. Go to my YouTube, like and subscribe, Play2win Boxing.
Introducing to you first, boxing out of the blue corner, representing the Caribbean by way of Esquibo, Guyana, Revlon Lionheart Lay. And his opponent across the ring, boxing out of the red corner, representing the USA by way of Washington, D.C., DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley.
So Lake has signaled his intention, and that's what he has to do. Oh, what a right, and Lake is down. And he took out the air man, bang! Lake got careless, left and down, bang! DeMarcus Corley is very quick. Look at the left and then the right cross following. Look at it.
Hey, it's Trev Munroe, here with Play2win Boxing. It's an honor. I'm standing in front of the 7-time world champion, one of my favorite fighters, DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley. The man, the myth, the legend, future Hall of Famer. You already know. Champ, in your career, we can get started like this. At what age did you start fighting?
At 10 years old. I started practicing at the age of 10. I had my first fight when I was 11.
Okay. And what got you into boxing?
I just wanted to win trophies. I was a short little kid, and basketball was very hard for me, shooting the ball in the hoop. And football, I didn't like to get hit with that equipment because I want to hit the person back that hit me. And Coach asked me, did I want to box? And I said, what do you get? He said, you get a trophy. Win or lose, a trophy or a medal. And that was my motivation right there.
There you go. Okay, in your career, you've had 89 fights. What was your toughest fight to date?
My toughest, I would say Lucas Matisse. He was like a tsunami.
The machine.
Yeah.
He hit hard. Okay. You fought them all, from Mayweather, Miguel Cotto, Zab Judah, Matisse, Maidana, who I think they robbed you on that one, but that's neither here nor there,
yeah.
right?
Right.
Out of all those 89 fights, right, what can you say was the biggest regret of your career in any of those fights? If you could go back and replay it, revisit it, like what fight you wish you could have had back? Like, oh man, I almost,
The Cotto fight. The Cotto fight.
And why?
Why? Because the referee should have never stopped the fight. I thought I was doing something smart. He hurt me with a good shot on the hip, and I took a knee. And growing up in the sport, if you get hurt, that is something you're supposed to do. Give yourself a chance to recover and get back in the fight. But I took a knee, and the referee stopped the fight, so that really hurt me a lot.
Got you. And we in 2018, what do you think about the state of boxing now?
The state of boxing is very well prospered for a lot of young athletes right now, making a lot of money. And I just want the fighters to get what they can get out the sport of boxing before it changes over again.
I know that you got an apparel line, boxing shoes, gear, gloves. Tell the fans and the people where they could go to get that.
You can go to my Instagram page, which is Chop Chop Corley. My Facebook page, I have two. One is Chop Chop Corley. The other one is DeMarcus Corley. The website is down. They're redoing my website as we're speaking, and we're getting everything backing up and running.
Okay. And I know you got another fight coming up. How long do you think you'll be going on as a pro? How many more years?
I'm gonna finish this year out. We're gonna retire next year. I'm working on getting my promoter's license, and I'm gonna start promoting my first fights sometime this year.
Okay, makes sense. And if no one has gone to his IG is very entertaining, insightful. He got his kids fighting, Chop, man, it's really an honor. As you came up, you said you idolized Purnell, Marvin Hagler. Did you take anything away from any of those fighters? Did you take, like a trick or two?
I took a lot from Pernell Whitaker, a whole lot from Marvin Hagler. I took a lot from Sugar Ray Leonard as well because he was my manager my first 4 years of my career. And I got a chance to spar with him. I sparred with Pernell. I shadow boxed with Marvin Hagler. I sparred with Frankie Randall. I sparred with a lot of legend fighters. Mark Johnson, Sean Bay Mitchell, Keith Holmes, Darryl Coley. The list goes on with the legend fighters out of the DMV area. I just learned a lot, and I just studied the game very close.
I know, he's a big star now and whatnot, but you had one of the most competitive fights with Mayweather. And I know that you said that he don't really hit too hard. What do you take from that fight? Like, what do you remember about that Floyd Mayweather then?
Floyd is a very smart, technical fighter. He plays chess while you're playing checkers in the ring. And his name of the game is hit and not get hit. And in the first 4 rounds of the fight, the game plan was to make Floyd to exchange. We wanted to get him in a fight, a shootout.
Which he was.
We proved the fact that, yeah, you can box, but you're not as strong as people think you are at 140 pounds. And when I heard him, he realized this, and he said, I'm going to go back to boxing, which is was telling him in the corner, fight boxing.
That's true. I remember that fight. That was a classic. Alright, so Chop, man, before we go, you got any charities, any events, any things that you want to highlight, any upcoming projects away from boxing? Here's your platform, man. Play to win boxing, that's what we do. We always give
Let's
back.
play to win then.
Yeah.
I'm working on the asthma foundation because I have asthma. I was born with it. One of my sons have asthma as well. So we're going to work on the asthma foundation, and also I'm going to do something with breast cancer.
Okay, nice. So before we go, let the fans know where they can find you at on your social media.
You can find me on Instagram, which is Chop Chop Corley. I stay on IG. You can find me on Facebook, Chop Chop Corley. Also, DeMarcus Corley on Facebook as well. I appreciate Play to Win taking time out to come interview me. I'm at a horseshoe pit, so we're enjoying out there.
Yeah, man, out here in D.C., baby. Came all the way out here in D.C., and I'm loving it. But yeah, like I said, Chop, it's an honor. You're a legend. I hope you know that. When's the next fight, a matter of fact?
This Saturday.
Wow.
In Memphis, Tennessee. A rematch.
Okay.
Vivian Harris, big payback.
Oh yeah, Harris. I remember that first fight. Okay, all right. You gonna run it back. So what's the game plan? Without saying too much.
The game plan for this fight to be more elusive against Vivian, knock him down a couple of times. I'm going for the knockout.
Okay.
But I got to be cautious because he can punch, and he did knock me down in the first round of the last fight.
Okay.
I knocked him down in the 7th round. So I'm going to be cautious, but I'm going to be more elusive, making him miss, hitting him with great shots.
Okay. So there you got it. Play to win boxing. We always in the building. We're here with DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley, 7-time world champion. And he's still going. He's still kicking. He coming for y'all boys, man. I don't think he's stopping anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? You see how he look. So, yeah, Chop, again, it's an honor. And thank you, man. Thank you for the time, brother.
No problem. Anytime.
Right. Yeah, I think...
Yeah, Trevor!
What happened?
in detail, and he believed in these young lions that there's so much that they believe in themselves. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's the first sign of a great coach.
No doubt.
His confidence rub off on him.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
So it's never no doubt. He entered with Glen. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He's been in the game. He's been in that square circle with some kings. But he won them. You know what I mean? So it's just an honor to be able to train on the side of these young gentlemen. You know what I mean? So I'm probably twice the age. You know, twice the age. But yeah, being training with Glen, you see.
Yeah. So how long you been involved in boxing?
Oh man, for years, man. Like you said, me and Deontay been best friends for over 10 years.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I used to stay in Alabama, training for track and field. I come from the track and field area. And me and Deontay, man, he was 6 months into boxing. You know what I'm saying? So another 6 months after that, he was at the Olympics in the bronze medal. Ain't that something?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. So I was there for it all. You know what I mean? But you know, that's how long I've been actually around it.
Okay.
You know, but I love it, man. It's nothing like this sport.
Okay.
You know, you talk about, a lot of people think that they're barbarians. They're not. These are the most gentle giants, you know, in the world, man. But you just can't disturb their peace.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Everybody got an alter ego when they're in the square circle.
Facts.
Just like my boy Deontay Wilder say. He Deontay Wilder, but when he get in that ring, he the bronze bomber. And the bronze bomber don't have no heart. He don't feel. You see what I'm saying? So most definitely, Glen is installing that concept into his young lions. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, he can't fight for them, but he can give them the resources and tools that they need to be successful in that square circle.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So the only thing they need to do is just listen.
Yep.
Pay attention to detail.
Okay.
So
just one question off topic. What you think about his next fight?
Let me tell you what I think about it. Bomb Squad! That's what I think about it. It's a wrap. You know, at the end of the day, we love Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, our friendship will decide when we get in that ring. I'm gonna have Deontay as fit as he ever been before in his life. So for anybody that doubt him, a lot of people don't even know that he had the flu the last fight, and he still pulled it through. You can't teach that. You understand? Some champions are made, and some champions are born. And he's one of those ones that's born. You understand? Born. You can't teach a person that's born with championship mentality how to be a loser. You can't teach that. You see what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of people don't understand, man. It's already in him to be a champion. He was born with it. So the next fight, what fight?
What
fight?
I got it. So what you wanted to tell the fans out there and the followers, man?
Oh man, listen. Follow my boy Glen Johnson. Glen, what's your Glen Road boy? Your IG?
No. It's Glen Johnson Boxer.
All right.
You know that it's Glen Johnson Boxer. You step on that and you follow me.
Yes, sir.
I'll follow you back.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's what champions do.
Yeah. And for me, it's True Fit Athletics. TRU Fit Athletics. And that's my IG. You understand? So TRU Fit Athletics. All right. FIT Athletics. All right. And I follow you back. Okay. So you know that's me all day, baby.
All right. Got you,
and make sure you follow the bronze bomber. Don't forget to follow the bronze bomber. Y'all know Deontay, the bronze bomber. Follow him. You understand?
And it's gonna be on Play2win Boxing, baby.
Oh man. Hey, let me tell you this right now. It's gonna be the biggest fight in the world. Anthony, who? It's gonna be the biggest fight in the world, alright? When the two titans clash, alright? That's what it's about. That's what it's about, baby.
Alright now.
What's up, right? What right hook? Oh,
out here in Miami. You got my man Malik Lewis. Tell us, champ, so when's your first fight coming up?
First fight? Well, I'm put on the card for November. So I'm not sure what the date is yet, but I'm gonna put on the card, so that'll be my debut.
Okay. How your amateur stuff look like? Small, big?
Pretty small. I probably started like 3 years ago. This is the third year going with Glen Johnson. You know, I've gone to one national tournament so far. A lot of people say I got robbed, but
okay, yeah, you know what? I've seen so many fighters that got small amateur backgrounds and became world champions. So that ain't the end all be all, it's no big thing. Especially with a guy like Glen, you know, leading the way, you straight. So
just like Trev Munroe didn't have much of a background look, he just won the championship.
Fact. So what's your plans in boxing, man?
World champion at 126, that's what I'm campaigning at. Okay. You know, I feel like with Glen's been backing me 100%. He believes I can make it, so that's what the goal is.
Okay. And for all your followers and your fans, where can they find you on social media, bro?
I'm on Instagram, that's where I put most of my stuff, at @mlewis_ATG.
Alright, thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for the time.
You gotta get rid of those bad habits. Once you erase the bad habits, then you replace it with the good habits. It's a natural movement. Everything will be natural from that point on.
Show you what this West Coast about.
So Glen, how's it been working with the heavyweight?
Oh, it's been great. We got some ups and downs. Well, you know, we're working through everything. I mean, you know, he's a young fighter who's learning to train at a more extended age. So it's a little more difficult to pick up, but he's picking it up. I'll get hard on him sometimes. You know, I'm a tough trainer. You know what I mean? And I got very high demand. So it can be rough training with me, but he's handling it well.
And when's the first fight? September 14th or what?
Yeah, September 14th, up there in Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah, so Connecticut people are going to get the first days of the hurricane, the Nigerian hurricane. We're going to kick some ass and look good, spectacular. We put the final touches on the stuff we're working on right now.
Okay. I'm from Queens originally, and I spent a few years in Brooklyn. So like, I used to live in Florida though. I spent 13 years in Florida. In Central Florida though. In Melbourne. So I used to always be in Miami, but it's been a few years.
That's the future right there. That's the future right there. The heavyweight boxing right there, man. And he's intelligent. You know how to read and everything. Future right there.
I'm gonna represent boxers in the future. Make sure they get every single cent.
Word up.
Hey, you heard that here first. Make sure you guys hold him to it. He said, hey, remember, Golden Boy said the same thing. I know what Golden Boy is
in the future when I'm done, every single boxer gets every single cent of what they worth. Not just the promoter. The taxman, the baby mamas, the families, everybody. Every boxer will make sure they get what they're worth. All right.
My name's Monica.
Okay. And how long have you been fighting?
You know what, only like 2.5 years. I'm a former professional tennis player in varsity, so after I retired, I started doing this.
Wow, so you transitioned from tennis to boxing?
I had a few years off, and then I got into Muay Thai, got 2 fights, and then I started boxing last year.
Okay, and how has it been working with Glen?
Intense and awesome. He's real cool, I love him.
Okay, so do you live in Miami or are you from Miami?
I live in Miami. I'm from Europe, but now I live in Miami.
Okay. So what's your future plans in boxing?
I already had a professional career, so I'm a little, worn out, but I want at least 1 or 2 fights for sure. I really want to get out there.
Okay, and where can people find you on social media?
Money.happygirl, and I will follow you back. I know it's kind of hard, but
okay, well, I'll put it on there.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, this is Play2win Boxing. We out here in Miami. I finally got the man, Mr. Glen, Road Warrior Johnson. I caught up with him here at the gym. Glen, it's an honor. I'm a big fan. You know, I've been following you for years. We're gonna start the interview just like this. How long have you been boxing?
Wow, I've been boxing since I was 20 years old, and I'm 49 now, so you can do the math, that's 29 years.
And he can still fight.
Oh, I can still put it down, Go to my Instagram, you'll see it.
Okay, and what would you say was your toughest fight?
My toughest fight is Bernard Hopkins. You know what I mean?
I remember that fight.
Brother Hopkins basically schooled me. It was early in my career. I didn't have the experience to deal with that kind of talent, and he basically schooled me. Tremendous fighter. I have much respect for him.
So you would say, because after that fight, you got better. You know, a lot of these fighters these days feels like a loss is the end all be all, and they can't come back from it.
Right.
There's a lot of fighters like that take a loss and get better. To me, a loss is a great thing. You know, is the cup half full or is it half empty? So you could look at a loss as like, oh man, I'm stuck, I ain't gonna go nowhere. Or you could take it as a learning lesson and get better.
Well, I always say a fighter is only as good as their competition.
That's right.
Right. So you could have a bunch of wins on your record, but it don't mean nothing because you ain't fighting nobody. You know what I mean? If you fight quality fighters, then you become a much better fighter because you learn to deal with certain things. You know what I mean? So even though some of those might come in losses, when you're an A-side guy, then you have to be protective of your record. I understand that, but when you're a guy like me who from Jamaica, from the islands, don't have a lot of fanfare, start boxing at the age of 20 years old and learning on the job, there's not a lot of A-side you're going to be in. So you just got to get serious about your craft, know you're going to have some growing pains and go get it, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I did it, and I went that way, I did it that way. I did it the hard way, the way how people told me it cannot be done, you know what I mean? So I did it that way and I became world champion, and I consider myself blessed.
Nice. And how many fights have you had in your career?
Whoa, that I don't know. I honestly don't know my record. I want to say it's probably about 78, 79 fights totally, something like that. Probably 20 losses, something like that. I think 2 or 3 draws, and somewhere like 30 something knockout, and the rest of it, like 60, 59 wins, somewhere in there, 58 wins. Wow. Something like
Long
that, yeah.
career, and that's rare in boxing these days.
Yeah.
What was your biggest win?
Well, my biggest win is against Clinton Woods when I won the world title. I went to England, I fought Clinton Woods, won the world title. To me, that's my biggest win. A lot of people believe the Roy Jones fight is my biggest win. I think the Roy Jones fight is my most popular win, but not necessarily my biggest win, because if I didn't beat Clinton Woods and get the world title, exactly, that opportunity would never be there. So, that's the fight that set up everything. Winning the world title, get a chance to fight against Roy Jones, then beating Roy Jones, giving me an opportunity to fight Antonio Tarver and all of those things, set up the rematch and everything.
Okay, so yeah, because we can hear you on the camera. Okay, so how did you get the nickname Road Warrior?
Actually, the nickname Road Warrior was given to me by a reporter. Yeah, somebody was asking me some questions, and we did the interview. And I don't even remember his name. He did the interview, and at the end of the interview, he said to me, "Man, you're fighting all over the world. Your name should be the Road Warrior." And I'm like, "Wow, that sounds good." At the time, my name was Gentleman Glen Johnson. You know what I mean? So I said, "Okay." So then I changed my name from Gentleman Glen Johnson to the Road Warrior, and that stuck more. More people seem to like that name way more than they like.
I've heard a few nicknames from Glen. Gentleman, Glen Coffee.
Yeah. Well, Glen Coffee, that's just people who don't know how to read. My full name is Glen Goff. Okay. You know what I mean? For somebody who was writing, they changed the G into a C and turned it into Glen Goff. I don't understand what they're doing. But yeah, first I was the Jamaican Bomber. That was my original nickname. And then after some time, another reporter said to me, "Man, I spoke to you, and you handle yourself like a gentleman. blah, 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 and I like that, so I changed my name from the Jamaican Bomber to Gentleman Glen Johnson. And then again, another reporter gave me the nickname of the Road Warrior, and I changed it from Gentleman Glen Johnson.
See, you get all the insight, you see?
So yeah, so it's you know, sometimes when you hear some things, if it makes sense to you, you can run with it.
Okay, what was the toughest loss? The loss that you wish, in the fight that you wish you could get back, that you had it or you felt you could have did one or two things differently and came out with a win?
Well, every time I fought for a world title, you know, all of those fights you always wish back. I fought for a world title. My first world title that I fought for was against Bernard Hopkins, which he schooled me. I got whooped in that fight. Obviously, that's a fight I would always want back, because you know, there's an opportunity to win a world title. And then I went to Germany for Sylvain Aki for the super middleweight world title, a fight that everybody who saw the fight said that I won. They gave that fight to him. You always go run those things back to your head. What could I have done better? What could I have, you know, I'm sure there was an opportunity to knock him out that I didn't capitalize on. All of those things. So, you know, and then again, I fought Clinton Woods for the world title, and I won that. Then defended it against Roy Jones, and then vacated it, and then fight Antonio Tarver for his world title, and won his world title from him, and then defended against him, and he won it back from me. So then you always have to go back over your head about, man, you know, what could I have done a little bit different to win that fight, keep my world title. Then again, I get another opportunity to fight for the world title again, another super middleweight world title against. Can't remember his name now. The guy from Connecticut, Southpaw.
Was he a Hispanic fighter? Or?
No. Black American guy got knocked out.
Oh, Chad Dawson.
Chad Dawson. Yeah.
I remember that fight.
Yeah.
They robbed you in the first fight.
Yeah, I fought Chad Dawson for that fight. You know, for the WBC.
I was there too.
Yeah,
I was there.
That was in Tampa. Yeah. And you know, and I got him on the ropes and rocked him, and you know, people said I won that fight. Everybody say I won that fight. Obviously, they gave him the decision, and you know, you always go through your head, man, I could have done something else to knock him out when I had him in trouble right then. You know, those things you always go through your head. I got a rematch. The rematch
in Connecticut, and I was there too.
Yeah, and that fight he won. There's no argument. You know, he won that fair and square. So you always go through your head. You know, every world title fight. It's not that other fights. It's not in your head that you lost, but when it comes to the world title fights, those are the biggest moments.
Yeah, makes sense. So you fought them all, from Antonio Tarver, Roy Jones, Montel Griffin. You fought a host of people, Chad Dawson, as you said. You started your career. Did you start your career in the States or in Jamaica?
In the States. A matter of fact, not far from here, over there in Coconut Grove in Douglas on Grand Avenue, they put a PAL boxing gym. At 20 years old, I was going to work one day because I was working construction as a carpenter, and I see they opened up the gym. They're doing some construction in there and doing so. I say, hey, what's going on here? They say, oh yeah, we're going to open up a boxing gym. I'm like, what's the age group for you to come in? They said, oh, if you from like 8 years old to like 40, I think was the cutoff age. You're able to come in, and if you live in the community, it's free. I'm like, I'll be here as soon as they open.
You see that?
Free fit in my budget.
You see that? And people would never have known that. He just walked into a gym one day.
Yeah.
On his way to work.
I didn't even walk into the gym to box. I walked into the gym to lose weight. You know, because I was being chubby. 20 years old, starting to put on a belly, kind of like what I got now. That's about as big as it was. But it took almost 50 years to come back. So I can live with it now.
You see, a Hall of Famer, a future Hall of Famer, just walked into a gym one day. That's a crazy story. Yeah. So you've been through it all, the ups and downs of boxing. What would you give any kid who wants to be a fighter? If you could give them any advice, what would it be?
Well, one, boxing is not easy. Boxing is tough. You know, you gotta be serious that this is what you really want to do. I mean, it's hard to actually tell somebody the pain that they're feeling that boxing brings, this is what you should be doing. So you can't encourage a fighter about this. This is something that has to be inside them. You gotta, you know what I mean? This is something that they gotta have the passion and want to do.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to talk somebody who should be sitting at a desk working on a computer, being an engineer, or doing whatever else is there to do, that, oh, this is what you should be doing. Just the cardio of boxing will discourage you if that's not for you.
Gotta be disciplined.
Oh, there's a lot that goes into it. So I would definitely tell a young man, say, come in the gym, try it out, and see if it's for you. That's the best advice you can give them. In any sports is tough. In any sports you want, you know, as a kid, you want to put your kid in as many sports as possible and see what they latch on to, or what they pick up on, and then you know don't really pick something and say, oh, that's what you should do, because it might not be for them.
That's true. It's like I always say, you know, you could play baseball, basketball, or football, but you can't play boxing.
You can't play boxing. It's as real as it gets.
You know, so how was the transition from fighter to trainer? How has that been?
Well, you know, once my career was over, or when it was close to being over, I started thinking about, okay, I'm going to start doing some other things. Because what I wanted to do was go into real estate, but the market crashed, and you know, it seemed like not something to go into. So Malik is the one that taught me into being his trainer, and I said, no, I don't want to be a trainer. Boxing is too disappointing, too many heartbreaks, because I was looking through boxing, through my career.
Through a fighter's eyes.
Right, and through how I went through it, and I was like, nah. And then he was like on me a couple of days in, you know, every day he would see me in the gym, he was on me, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Boxing is tough. Eventually, it gets too hard for him, and he probably will quit. And I can say, okay, I gave it a shot.
Yeah.
But then he started picking it up. I was teaching him all of these things, and he was learning it so well. And then I got excited now to see my craft is materializing.
Yeah.
That I could not understand the gratitude, the passion that would come from me, seeing you have it in your head, you're teaching it, and then it start materialize. And I was like, oh man, there's a lot of gratitude in this setting. I was so excited about it. So then I started really getting to it now, become passionate about coaching. And then other fighters start seeing what was going on. They start asking me to train them and stuff, and the word start getting around. People start. So now I have a school of fighters that I'm training. I'm also doing personal training with the general public. I have a couple of lawyers and doctors that I train that pays well. So I'm doing those things as well.
That's great. So what about the heavyweight? Because everybody in boxing, they kind of been buzzing about this heavyweight that you've been training called the Hurricane out in Miami.
I got this Nigerian Hurricane. He is 6'8", 260. He's a beast. You know, he was playing basketball, playing football, the tryout for the Miami Dolphins. Didn't make it, so he decided to look around for, so you know, he wanted to be an athlete, so he started to look around for something else to do. Found boxing. He was training with a guy I know. Him and the guy got into some beef. He left, and somebody that I was training told him about me. He came over, and I started teaching him some stuff, and he started learning it. And now, totally different fighter from who he was. He's a special guy. Anybody who like boxing and know boxing should pay attention to this guy. His name is Raphael, Nigerian Hurricane. I can't pronounce his last name, so I just want to try.
That story sounds eerily similar to another story of another heavyweight champ currently, Wilder. But anyway, so closing this interview, Glen, is there anything that you want to tell your fans, your followers? Because I know you got thousands of fans all over the world. You fought in Europe, the States, all over. Is there anything that you want to tell them? Is there anything that they should be on the lookout for Do you have a charity? Anything? Here's the platform here at Play2win Boxing. We like to come and honor our fighters. Young fighters, new fighters, older fighters, Hall of Fame caliber fighters. That's what we do. We're not involved in the gossip. We just show love and we get the content that you, the people, want. But you have a platform if you want to say anything or pick up anybody or anything that you got going on, just like the public know.
Well, you know, first of all, I want to say thank you to all my fans throughout the world, wherever you are. Being a Glen Johnson fan is not easy. There's plenty of disappointment along the way in my career. I felt it, I know you felt it, so I appreciate your love and your support. The next thing is, this is my new chapter. I'm now a coach, I'm teaching. I would like to see that love and that support move on, not just for me, but to also my fighters that I'm training, and follow them, support them, because that's continuous support in me, and I appreciate all of that support throughout my career, and I will continue to appreciate it throughout their career.
There you have it. We here at Play2win Boxing. I told you, I go state to state, I pull up on everybody. This is Play2win Pull Ups. This is the new series that we got, boxing. We go to your favorite fighter, their hometown, their neighborhood, their gym. We come and we get the content that you the people ask for and you the people want. Follow us on IG, Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe, hit like. Glen, it was an honor, brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
and this is the first of many. It's the first of many.
I appreciate you coming out to Miami, flying down to do this. I appreciate it. I thank you. My fighters, thank you.
No problem.
And most importantly, the people will thank you.
That's it. Signing off, Trev Munroe. Thanks, Jack. See? It's that easy, man. That easy. First, okay, this is Trev Munroe, part of Play2win Pull Ups, my new boxing series. We out here in the 305, Dade County in Miami. We just spoke with Glen Johnson, the road warrior, the legend. We got his fighter that he's training, a new heavyweight, Raphael, the Nigerian Hurricane. Here, he has a fight coming up September 14th. Don't miss it. So, how have you made the transition to boxing? Has it been easy? Has it been rough? How has it been?
I've been an athlete my whole life, so it hasn't been harder. It hasn't been harder than everybody else's story because I already had that athletic, background, the work, the weights, the yoga, the running, all of that. The body, the diet, and all that. So my transition has been more of a mental one. Trying to get into the grind of boxing. Boxing to me is the hardest sport out there known to man.
Facts, facts. That's a fact.
I started with volleyball. I ran track. I played basketball. I played badminton, table tennis.
Everything.
Everything. And when I started boxing, it was like, this is not something. I don't know how people do it when they're kids. So there's a different level of respect for.
Boxing definitely takes a tough discipline. It's not just a sport, it's a lifestyle, definitely. How has it been working with Glen Johnson?
It's hard. I mean,
I figure that.
It is hard. I can't sugarcoat it. It's hard. I don't know how else to put it. I've worked with I've been fortunate to work with 2 other coaches in my life. The coach that started me off, Keith Jackson, a guy from North Miami. He kind of showed me the intro to boxing.
Okay.
Things didn't work out with him. I don't think he was training boxing anymore. Then I moved to my amateur boxing coach. He was a great guy, man. Ian Ford from the North Miami PAL.
Okay.
He led me through my amateur career. Great coach, amazing motivator, technically sound. Then after him, I found Glen Johnson through a friend, and it's been hard. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you it's easy, but it's hard.
So you spoke briefly about your amateur. Do you have a big amateur or a small amateur background?
I have a small amateur background. I started my first amateur bout was October 1st, 2016 in West Palm Beach. My last amateur fight was November of 2017. So I had 14 fights in 1 year. I was going to every amateur show, as much as possible before I found Glen. Obviously, Glen's not a fan of the whole going there and knocking people, because I had about 10 knockouts. I had 1 loss in the Golden Gloves, split decision loss. And Glen, when I first met him, I was feeling myself, obviously, you know, because I had 10 knockouts, I was tall, I'm 6'8", you know, I got all that. And then he went through my video and told me I basically look like shit, you know. So he's not a fan of the whole amateur thing where you just go waste the whole day, knock somebody out. He's more of, I'll take you to spar an Olympian guy, I'll take you to spar a professional
guy,
learn
just get the meat and potatoes.
Exactly. You know, I spar with guys like Tyrone Spong, guys, Europeans who went to the Olympics every week, you know. So it's more of I have more experience in sparring than I would.
Yeah, you have more experience than like a regular amateur.
Exactly. So I have 14 amateur fights, but it's.
I always tell guys, you don't need a big amateur background to blow or make it or become a world champion. That's where a lot of people, they get confused or whatever. I mean, don't, like, I won't knock like a big amateur background, but don't knock a small one either. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're getting the right tutelage.
Yeah, I spoke to Deontay today actually on FaceTime, and he said, oh yeah, he had 40 fights, you know. And I'm like, bro, I wish I had 40 fights, you know. I wish I went to the Olympics like you and all that, you know. But at the end of the day, it's not really about that, because if you really look at the people you fight, you know, like in my amateur career, I would say only 3 of them were super hard fights. You know, where I really had to dig deep, you know. So to me, it's not really about the amateur career. It's about the experience you get along the way. You know, the people who can motivate you. For example, I spar with Tyrone Spong every weekend. He's somebody that will beat you up, but will also teach you, you know. And the fact that you're standing in front of a guy like that, who I've known since I was a kid, you know, as a fighter, you know.
It's important.
It's an amazing level of confidence that a guy like that will give you. You know, knowing that you spar with a guy like that, and okay, you know, you can beat anybody of his stature or his size, you know.
And it's funny because your story kind of mimics Deontay's story. So everybody always like, you know.
He's a great guy, man.
So what are your plans in boxing? I know you're doing on-the-job training. I know you want that world title eventually. What's the process, and how many years do you see yourself challenging for a title? Or it might not even be years.
Oh, I hope to win the title in less than 4 years.
Okay.
I have to. I mean, actually, Glen has given me 3 years. I kind of give myself that amount of time, maybe 3.5. Unfortunately, people that I like are going to have to relinquish their belts to me. So I guess
it is what it is.
It's the cost of doing business, you know. So yeah, that's the time I give myself. Right now, I'm signed with Jimmy Birchfield, a guy.
Jimmy's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Actually, I met him. He's a great individual. Old Italian guy.
Yeah, Jimmy Birchfield. He brought Hank Lundy on.
Oh yeah.
To the scene.
I heard about that guy too. A great individual. Jimmy, his son, his whole promotion. Amazing people, man. I mean, I've never met a guy so real. I mean, obviously, my first meeting with him, his second and the third. Many times I spoke to him. He's given me nothing to be skeptical about. You know, he's been real to me. He's been friendly to me on the business and both on the business and personal level.
If I know Jimmy, he don't bullshit.
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't. Do that.
He don't bullshit.
He's not. I've been an athlete my whole life, so obviously I've heard a lot of sweet talkers. You know, I don't like sweet talkers. Jimmy is not a sweet talker, so that's why I like him.
So, how do you like it out here in Miami? Like the training, the weather, the atmosphere. Is it a good thing? Like I know it. Like with Miami, you know, you got great track athletes. You know, football obviously with the U. Do you like the city atmosphere where you know it's always hot? Is it a good atmosphere to train?
I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. Yeah. So Miami is weather-wise is the exact same. It's a little colder than Lagos, Nigeria, but
it's the exact colder.
Yeah, it's a little colder. You know, Miami stays in the 80s. Sorry, Lagos stays in the 80s. Miami stays in the 79s. You know, 78s.
That's Miami.
So yeah, I mean, Miami's a great place actually. I came here for college. I've been here for about 8 years now.
Okay.
I actually was so excited to leave Miami when I graduated. Then I went to Indianapolis, and I just could not take it. You know, I realized that I was spoiled in Miami, so I moved back here. Miami's actually great for training because I was listening to a guy one time, I think it's Roberto.
Yeah.
And before then, I used to be envious of Triple G because he trained up in the mountains.
Yeah.
And Roberto kind of explained how you are actually supposed to sleep in high altitude and train in at sea level. You know? So I'm really appreciative of the fact that I get to train here, work here. Back in the day, also, I used to go to the beach every week to run.
Wow,
I run my miles on the beach, on the sand. You know, I have that. I just drive 20 minutes. I do my work on the sand, and I drive back. Not every state in America has that luxury. You know? California beach sucks. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's like running on pavement on the beach, on the shoreline. You know, there's no sand on the beaches. That's just terrible. But yeah, Miami's great, man. Miami's an amazing place. It's an amazing place. I don't know why it's not really a big boxing city here like Miami, like California is, like Philadelphia, because we have everything. You have the weather to train, you have the facilities to train, you have the amenities to relax. You know, you have everything. So.
I mean, but with guys like you and Glenn, you guys are gonna change the culture.
Yeah,
because Miami has a lot of potential. It's already a lot of hotbed for great athletes. Florida in general, period, is great. So you have a fight coming September 14th. Do you know the opponent, or the opponent has been named yet?
Yeah, I'm fighting a guy, Omar Acosta, a great guy, a really good fighter actually. He's a UFC MMA guy from New Mexico.
Okay.
I think Albuquerque. Really, really good fighter actually. I'm gonna have to dig deep in that fight.
Okay. Is that a four? Is that a
It's
four round?
It's a 4-round fight. I'm really gonna have to dig deep. I have 4 weeks to date for that fight, and these 4 weeks I really need to use it to mentally challenge myself, physically push myself to the limits. You know, listen to every word, listen to every fine details of everything I have to do. You know, and go there, put on a show, and keep it moving.
I got you. So what city is that fight gonna be in?
It's gonna be in Rhode Island, Twin River Casino in Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay. And shout out George Hansen too. Yo, George, that's my guy from Philly. The Pope of Pugilism. Yep. You know what, George? I gotta sit down with you too. But anyway.
That's a great name.
Yo. Yeah, George is a good guy, man. Fellow Yardman. So yeah. So, all right, champ. So we're gonna wrap this up. What do you want to tell your followers and and fans and people in social media?
Shout out to all my fans in Lagos, Nigeria. I love that city to death. I will be there December 14th. Just see my mama, see my brothers, see my sister, my dad. Explore the city that I was born. You know, shout out to all my fans in Lagos, Nigeria, all my Hurricane fans at the U, we're brothers, the grind, We got to make ourselves proud. Football, Miami football, Duke, Clive, Chick, Yerby, all of y'all, man. I still love you. I mean, it's great. Shout out to all my basketball boys, University of Miami, Tony, Kenny, Shane. All my boys from Sunrise Christian Academy, Buddy Hill, DJ Sands, Leon Cooper, Sebastian Says. I love y'all, man. You're the best.
And where can the fans and followers find you? Social media.
My social media. My Facebook is hidden only for friends and family. Okay. Unfortunately, I have a page on social media. Just find me, Rafael Akajori. That's my fan page. My Instagram handle is Nigerian.president, so you'll find out in a few years why I put that. So Nigerian.president, that's my social media account, my Instagram. My Twitter is X_X_MCMXC.
Right.
So you can figure that out too. It's my date of birth. X_X_MCMXC. That's about it for social media that I have. Facebook's personal. It's for friends and family. You can't even find me. That's the sad thing. So don't even try. I have a fan page, Raphael Akijori on Facebook. You can find me there. Instagram and Twitter.
Okay. Nah, so that's what's up. So we're gonna end it like this. This is Play2win Boxing. This is my new series, Play2win Pull Ups. We pull up in everybody's neighborhood, their gym, their location. We pull up, and we get the content you, the fans, want. So, you know, this is the Nigerian Hurricane. You know, he's coming September 14th. Tune in or be in the arena. Thanks, champ.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your help. Appreciate your time.
No doubt. We out. All right.